Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, as you can see on the title, I'm going to go over today how I feel that the official unemployment number as told to us by the Fed or by the government, whoever it is you want to say that it is telling it to us. I'm assuming that the Federal Reserve has a good footing on telling us what the official unemployment number is. Of 3.9, I'm going to try to debunk that through the eyes of a layman, all right? I'm going to try to debunk that 3.9% unemployment number through the eyes of a layman, which are my eyes, okay? And I just wanted to do a little shout out real quick of our new subscribers, okay? If you're not being shouted out, it's because your profile has a privacy setting and I cannot see that you subscribed, all right? Tomorrow for the Q&A, I am going to be shouting out one of our new community members who has a YouTube channel. Okay, so stand by for that for tomorrow. Okay, I'll be shouting him out tomorrow. But today, I'm going to shout out some new subscribers. And let's start it off. We're starting off with Pam Giff, Werner Elsigan, The Dude 7471, Christy Castro, Linda Chambers, Sloppy 2469, Walid Kamel, Shoshana C, Gratuitous 1, Nomi Soto, Comber, Main Squeeze, LS Bangers, Sabrina Davy, David Krell, Lena Spyro, Neville Barrett Jr., Dark Age Growing, The Real 300ZX Man, Songbird with a bunch of sevens after it, Benjamin, Jonathan Nunn, Amber Little, Ralph Chapin, and Centurion Silver. By all means, ladies and gentlemen, if you see any new community members that have a large subscribership here on the right hand side, by all means go try to check them out and support them if you like their channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the subject matter of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a short clip from a video towards the end of this one, okay, which I'm going to use to try to make a point. All right, so please stay tuned to that. I made this presentation as comprehensive as I possibly can, okay, so it should be very easy to follow and it's not going to take very long. However, if you all believe that the unemployment number in the United States is as stated by the powers that be, 3.9%, stay tuned and take a look at what I have to show you. And if anyone out there sees that I missed anything, please let me know, because like I tell you, I am not an expert at this. I am not an economist. I don't have a PhD. I didn't graduate from MIT, etc., etc. Okay, I am looking at these numbers through the glasses of a layman, through the glasses of an everyday average citizen. Okay, so if you take a look at the US debt clock, which is pretty incredible, as you can see, we're nearing $22 trillion of public debt, which in my opinion is a lot higher than that. It's just what is being told to us. Okay, before we even start, I wanted to show you this quick. Maybe we'll go ahead and do another video on this later on. Look at the currency and credit derivative. The currency and credit derivative is sitting at 1, 2, 3, so that's million, billion, $575 trillion of debt has been created. Okay, currently we are sitting at 570. This is the real debt, $575 trillion. That's not counting the unfunded liabilities. All right, this is derivatives, currency and credit derivatives. This is debt that has been created out of thin air. And whoever holds this debt, when this, I'm laughing because it's so massive. $775 trillion is like almost 8 times the size of global GDP. Okay, and someone out there is holding this debt. Someone out there is holding these debt instruments thinking that one day they are going to get paid back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so wrap that around your head. And I know this has nothing to do with the video about the unemployment number, but I was looking at this last night and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is incredible. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you before we even start off, these are just very interesting things for you to go take a look at. And please go take a look at it, usdebtclock.org. Okay, it's live. The dollar to silver ratio, $614 per 1 ounce. This is the ratio of dollars that have been created to silver that has been mined. All right. The dollar to gold ratio, $4,834. They're in plain sight telling you, in plain sight, by putting this information out there, that the system is manipulated towards the dollar and against real assets. Okay. So check this out. If you own any silver or gold ETFs out there, if you own any SLV or GLD, all right, which is pretty much paper gold, paper silver, okay, check this out. They tell you in plain sight, they tell you paper to silver ratio. And check this out up here. If you click on that and you look up here, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, oh yeah, there you go. So take a look up here, right under the URL, okay, where it says US debt clock is going to change. So check this out. The paper to silver ratio is the number of paper silver ounces. Now, ladies and gentlemen, does that exist? Does a paper silver ounce exist? Isn't that like an oxymoron? How can a silver ounce be made of paper? All right. What they mean by this is the number of silver contracts on paper that have been sold to the actual number of real ounces of silver that exist. Okay, and it says there, it says number of paper silver ounces traded on the major world silver exchanges divided by the actual world production of silver in ounces. All right, so they're trading a whole bunch more than what actually exists. It's like playing musical chairs. All right, one person out of every 181 is going to end up getting their physical silver should they ever call in their puts or their silver. So now the paper to gold is 92.67 ounces of gold on paper to every 1 ounce of gold that actually exists. All right. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. You should go to this page and really look at everything here. It's very interesting and everything's right there for you to look at. It's not being hidden from you. It's just you need to look for it. Okay, so let's go back to the unemployment. Okay, so this is where I got some of my sources from. Okay, and some of my numbers from. And then another place I got some numbers from was this page right here, which gives you, and it's called childstats.gov. But what I like about this page is that towards the bottom of it, it gives you the percentage of the population of the U.S. within a certain age bracket. Okay, so like between 0 and 17 is 20.1%. Ages 18 to 64 is 57.9%. And ages 65 and older, 22.1%. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to my spreadsheet real quick. And let me show you. Okay, so the current unemployment rate is 3.9%, right? As stated by official channels, okay? In the U.S., we have a population of roughly 329 million people, okay? Of that population, we have 156,680,757 people in the workforce, people that are actually working, all right? I didn't split this up between full-time and part-time, etc., because they don't use full-time and part-time numbers in employed people, okay? If you're employed, you're employed, all right? So that's the number, okay? Now, people that are ages between 18 to 64, okay? Between 18 to 64, using these same numbers that we got from this official channel, from this official page, is 190,499,009 people in the United States of America between the ages of 18 to 64. Now, those are people that are within the work ages. You know, usually you're expected to start working when you're 18, you know, unless you're going to college or something like that. and then you usually retire, you know, on an average, you retire when you're 64. Okay, so this is a pretty rough number, okay? But we're looking at 190 million people that are in the workforce, okay? That are able to work, all right? Out of that 190 million that are able to work, only 156 million are working. So what's the difference? The difference between those two numbers is 33,818,000. Okay, that's the difference between the workforce right here, all right, and the working age right here. Okay, this is the working age and this is the workforce. This is the difference. So if we take, and like I said, I'm being conservative towards the official number, so I'm trying to give that official number the benefit of the doubt. Okay, if we take the difference of 33 million, all right, and we subtract the number of disabled, all right, which is 10 million, okay? And now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is being very conservative towards the official number, because the number of disabled, we could have people in that number that are below 18 and people in that number that are above 65 or above 64. Okay, so even though we may be double dipping on this number, it's going towards the official number. Okay, it's on the side of the official number, right? So it doesn't favor the number that I come up with. It favors the official number of 3.9. Okay, and then we also subtract the number of inmates, okay, which is 1,438,000. So roughly 1.5 million inmates in the US. Okay, we come up with a number of 22,124,595 people in the US that are between the ages of 18 and 64 that are not in the workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, when I take those numbers and I divide it by this number right here, I come up, actually, this is right here when I say I take the US workforce and divide it by 23,563,000. Is actually divided by this number, by 22 million, as you can see up here. See? So this number here comes out right. So let's see, 12 divided by, yep, this comes out right. This is actually divided by this number. So I just never replace this. So this 23 is really 22, okay? This number here did not encompass the number of inmates. I didn't think about that when I first went through this spreadsheet, all right? But it's really being divided by this number, by the actual 22 million, okay? So I come up with 11.61% of the workforce that's not employed, all right? So 11.61% is a lot higher than 3.9%. It's about almost 4 times as high, okay? Just shy of being 4 times higher. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if you think that these numbers make sense or if I missed something. Because truthfully, we have a lot of playroom. Let's say I missed a couple of million. All right, let's say I missed a couple of million people from here or there. It's still going to be a lot higher than 3.9. Okay, so this unemployment rate that you always hear people talk about, it's not a real unemployment rate. All right, there's a lot of people left out. There's 22 million people out there, all right, that are unemployed. However, the majority of these people that are not in the workforce, that are not counted in the unemployment number, is because they've quit working, because they didn't want to work anymore. They felt that maybe it's easier for them to just collect entitlements, number one, or they got laid off and they tried to find a job and they just can't find a job and they gave up, okay? So some of these are people that just gave up, okay? And I'm sure that there may be some other situations out there why these people are not in the workforce, okay? So when I say look at things critically, and when you listen to something on the news or TV or wherever you hear from, or the newspaper, if there still is such a thing as a newspaper, think critically about what you're being told. Don't just take it at face value. I may be off on this number, but I think that whatever number I may be off, I don't think it'll bring this 11.61 all the way down to 3.9%. I think that 3.9% is completely off, okay? I think that we are being duped as far as being given information that the powers that be, or the string pullers, whatever you want to call it, want us to hear. And unfortunately, these people know that whatever the majority of the people are told, they will believe. The majority of people will believe whatever they are told. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it off as far as the percentage of the unemployment in our country as of now. This is where I think it is. I think it's around 11.5%. It's definitely not 3.9%. Okay, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a couple other things. You know, when we hear about the unemployment rate being so low, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. 40 additional Sears and Kmart stores are closing soon. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of the stores that are closing, but I'll just give you a quick, a quick look. So let me see, where was this that I read? I read something very interesting in here. Okay, right here it says 2018 has been a tough year for some traditional retailers. After shutting down more than 5,000 stores in 2017, there have been nearly 5,000 more store closures announced so far this year. Okay, so as good as we are being told that our economy is, all right, if our economy is so great, all right, why did we have 5,000 stores, more than 5,000 stores in the U.S. closed last year? Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. 5,000 stores. That's on average 100 stores per state. Okay? That's on average 100 stores of whatever kinds of stores they are per state. Okay? And these aren't mom and pop shops either that are closing down. I'll show you what some of them are. And then here in 2018, we're shutting down another 5,000 stores. So in the last 2 years, we've shut down nearly or more than 10,000 stores in the U.S. But unemployment is down at a record low, right? Okay, so here, Sears and Kmart, they filed for bankruptcy and they're going to shut down additional stores. Okay, these are all of the stores that Kmart is shutting down. Here's more stores that Kmart is shutting down. Sears is shutting down all these stores. Okay, Lowe's is shutting down 51 stores in the U.S. and Canada. When I first heard of this, I was like, wow, I hope they're not shutting down the store in Fairbanks, because that's the one that I go to and it's the only one in this area. Okay, but they're not. It's not on their list. I think it's 20 stores in the U.S. and 31 in Canada. But these are all the stores that Lowe's is shutting down. Okay, Mattress Firm, 700 stores. Victoria's Secrets, 20 stores. Orchard Supply Hardware, and I think these stores here are owned by Lowe's, right? Yeah, Lowe's has announced that it is shutting down 99 of the Orchard Supply Hardware stores that it owns. So another 99 stores. Brookstone, 102 stores. The Fresh Market, 15 stores. Chipotle, 65 stores. Toys R Us, we knew about that one, 735 stores. Starbucks, 150 stores closing next year. H&R Block is closing 400 locations. Kroger, 14 stores. Lord & Taylor, up to 10 stores. Subway, 500 stores. Bon-Ton, I don't know what that is. It looks like a supermarket of some kind. It's a department store. Okay, 256 stores. GNC, 200 stores. J. Crew, 20 stores. Abercrombie and Fitch, 60 stores. Foot Locker, 110. Best Buy, 250. JCPenney, 8. Sam's Club, 63 stores they closed this year. And Fairbanks was one of them. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Costco's is coming to Fairbanks and they're actually opening next week. I'm going to christen Costco's by buying a 50-pound bag of rice on my first day that I go shopping there. And I'm also going to have a Costco slice of pizza because they have the best pizza in the world, I think. Macy's, 11 stores. Gap and Banana Republic, 200 stores. Tiavana, 379 stores. Ascena Retail Group, 268 stores. Michael Kors, 125 stores. All right, ladies and gentlemen, does this sound like a robust economy to you? Okay. Now, I'm in favor of stores and businesses shutting down if they fail. You know, I'm in favor of businesses failing. That's what capitalism is. Capitalism is when a business is allowed to fail. All right, and then something else will get in there and fill that niche that business was filling. All right, in a more efficient manner that will provide him or her a profit and also provide a consumer a need that consumer wants to pay for. Right? That's what capitalism is. All right. Don't mistake capitalism with crony capitalism. Crony capitalism is when a business should fail, but the government gives it a handout to prevent it from failing. So crony capitalism is when a business can gamble with your money, all right? Because if it loses, it knows that it will be bailed out. But when it wins, when it makes a profit, it gets to keep the profit. So it's a win-win. In crony capitalism for businesses, it's a win-win. All right. True capitalism allows businesses to go under and fail. If the time for, let's say for example, that the time for Walmart is over, all right, that is it. Let's say we have a culture in the next 5 years or 10 years where we just don't need Walmart anymore. We don't want Walmart anymore. All right. It should fail. It should not be bailed out by anyone. It should not be subsidized by the government. It should not be bailed out by the government, i.e. the taxpayers. It should not be subsidized by anyone. It should be allowed to fail. Okay? So just wanted to say that. And then I wanted to show you this quick clip. Excuse me. And be assured that the clip I'm going to show you right now, stand through it, please. I'm only going to show you about 2 or 3 minutes of it. But please stay through it because I'm going to give you my final point as to all of this that I just talked about, okay? So here you go. Hopefully you can hear this. And like I said, it's only 2 or 3 minutes. This is not a political ad that I'm making. I'm not making a political statement, all right? This is just the easiest clip that I could find. But I'm going to make a point about this.
He's got an enormous ego, but he's a good guy. He's got a big heart, by the way. He's very good to people. He's very kind to people. People don't know that.
You just have to get that word average out of your vocabulary, and you have to tell yourself that you're great, and you have to believe it. If you can say it and don't believe it, it doesn't matter.
A kid that worked in the back.
Right.
I said, well, hey, how is Donald Trump? This is before he ran. This is months ago. He goes, unbelievable. He would come backstage, come back to the kitchen, and give $100 to the staff.
Yeah.
He would give these guys quietly. Nobody would know about that.
The fact is, I go down the streets of New York, and the people that really like me are the taxi drivers and the workers, etc., etc.
Also his children. I know his son Eric. I've met him a couple of times. He's a great kid.
They're great.
They're great kids.
Yeah.
You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Do you like him?
Yeah, I mean, he's real. That's what we need.
I like his ideas. Those are real letters. Those are not corporate letters. Those are not letters from
These
Exxon.
are handwritten.
Those are not letters from General Motors. Those are letters from people. You have to have heart. You have to take care of women's health issues. You have to take care of poor people that don't have, that they're never going to have a shot. And you have to take care of African-American youth who have never been in a worse position than they are right now.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
I think Donald Trump, underneath it all, isn't just a business guy. I think he loves America. I really do. I think he cares.
This country has such potential. I love the country. I think we can make it better than ever before. We have to unleash it. People have lost their spirit.
Donald Trump represents truth, logic, and common sense.
His incentive and his self-interest is tied to the well-being of the country that he's supposed to represent.
They love me, I love them. And I'll tell you something, if I get the nomination, I'll win the Latino vote. I will win it, because I'm going to create jobs.
Get behind the candidate, Mr. Donald Trump, that's going to do something for you. That's going to give you a handout instead of a handout, baby.
A lot of things that he said is true.
Wow.
The Mexican border.
You're Hispanic and you're saying that. Are you sure? Wow.
I know what Donald Trump is doing is representing the absolute heartbreak and anger and
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point that I want to make by playing this video for you. The system is too broken. It does not matter. And it somewhat upsets me to say this, all right? Because I have children and I want them to live a good life. It does not matter who is sitting on that position. This man, whatever you may think of him, I don't know him. He may indeed love his countrymen. He may indeed be all of those good things that people are saying about him on this video. It could be very true. I don't know. All I know is what I can see and what I can read and what I can feel. All right? But the system is too broken. The engineers of this system were brilliant, and they knew exactly what they were doing. We no longer have a nation. We live in a corporation, and we are the product. You and I are the product. And we are told whatever it is that the string pullers want us to hear in order for us to get in line and to follow the leader, all right? Right before you get shocked and dismembered or dismantled. All right? We are told what they want us to believe. Okay? I forgot who it was that made this quote, but I'm going to paraphrase it. But I believe it was like one of the heads of the CIA, and it was decades ago. And he said something that goes like this: we will know that we have won when the American people believe everything that we have told them. Or pretty much when the American people believe all of the lies that we have told them. That's how it goes, something like that. All right? And we have been conditioned to want to believe all of the lies that we are told. We want to believe them. The system is too broken. The claws of this dragon that is strangling these United States of America, those claws are embedded deep within its flesh. All right? And it is going to be extremely painful to pull those claws out. It doesn't matter who's sitting atop of the hill. All right? The system was designed not for you and not for me. Okay? So what does this have to say? What does this have to do with the unemployment number? It's a number, ladies and gentlemen, that they want you to believe so that you can feel good and so that you can go out on Monday and produce so that you can take more than half of your wealth and give it away voluntarily. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this video. I hope I didn't bring you down, but I do hope that I maybe awakened you a little bit, just enough, so that you can do your own research, so that you can be critical of what you hear, so that you can be critical of what you see. Okay? So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I thank you very much for all of your support. Okay? Thank you very much to all of the new subscribers. I truly hope that you enjoy the content, and I hope that you become an interactive community member with the Alaska Prepper community. All right? We are growing slowly, but we are growing strong. All right? We are growing with quality community members. Okay? Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, please keep it classy. All right? I am 100% for freedom of speech, but I did create this platform. And when I created this platform, one of my goals was to keep it a family-friendly platform. Okay? So if you're an adult and you like to have discussions without getting vulgar, this is the platform for you. If you want to discover new ways that you can help to prepare yourselves and your families and you want to have an interactive platform where you can talk with other community members, and you can interact back and forth, and you can get help or give help from other community members, this is the platform for you. However, if you want to come on this platform and use vulgar language and try to demean people just because your opinion is not the same as someone else's, then I'm sorry, maybe this is not the platform for you. Okay, I would rather build a quality channel that builds slowly over time than to build a channel that is like many other YouTube channels in the way of that people have absolutely no respect for each other. Okay, so I want you to say what you have to say, but just keep it classy. You can be very, very vulgar, all right, and still be classy. You can make your point and still be classy, all right, and still show respect for one another. We have to start somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. Why not start out by respecting one another? Okay, I think that's a really good starting point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and throw this out there. If you want to support the channel, please give this video a like. Please share. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. You know, subscribe to this channel. Become part of this awesome community. Stand by for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to announce the beginning of the entry for the next giveaway that we're going to be doing. I'm going to keep this entry open for 2 weeks because I'm giving away 6 things, all right, to 6 different people. Okay, so I'm going to keep this entry open for 2 weeks, and I think that the prize is going to be a great prize that every prepper will agree with. Okay, another way you guys can support the channel is by letting a couple of the ads run through. Number 1, please use my Amazon links to do your shopping. Number 2, if you have a big purchase to make on Amazon, send me a list of the things that you want to purchase, and I will send you the links. You know, the Alaska Prepper Amazon link, I will send you directly to your email those links so that you can use those links if you would like to do that. That would really support the channel a lot. But if you cannot do that, that's okay. Just click on one of the Amazon links down there and use it to go shopping with. All right, you don't have to buy that specific item that link brings you to. Just go to that link, and if you're not going to buy that item that the link took you to, go to the search button, to the search box, and get whatever it is you want to get, and that helps to support the channel. Okay. Another way, ladies and gentlemen, is if you want to do a super chat when we go live premiere, you can do that as well. Another way is I do have a PayPal account. If you would like to make a donation that way, please feel free to send me an email and I will send you the link. Okay. And for you crypto enthusiasts out there, I do have some crypto wallets in the bottom of my description. If you want to donate like that, by all means, please do. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, especially for you new subscribers, okay, I do a lot of giveaways. I try to do at least 1 or 2 giveaway a month, all right? And that's what I use most, some if not most of my YouTube revenue from, all right, is to use it to do giveaways, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Today is Saturday early in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and start uploading this video. I have a big day today. We're going to go out and do a little bit of shopping. Me and the family are. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow on the Q&A. I will try to premiere that Q&A tomorrow at noontime Alaska time. Okay, so at noontime Alaska time, I will try to premiere that Q&A tomorrow. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I hope that you're having a good weekend so far. I hope that you had a great week. Thank goodness that week is behind us. I heard someone say once that if you only live for the weekends because you hate your job, you are a slave. And fortunately for me, I don't hate my job, but I would rather not have to work. So if you're out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a job that you hate, look at yourself in the mirror and make a change. Okay, make a change. I'm not saying quit your job, but do whatever it is that is going to take for you to live a better life in your eyes. All right, because our lives are way too short to waste making someone else rich. All right, having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.